What's going on, guys? So last week a company reached out to me to do a review. That company is Viter Energy. It'll focus. But essentially that company makes mints that are infused with caffeine. And if you guys know me, I enjoy having some caffeine in my system, whether that's through a Monster, tea, pre-workout, whatever it is. I just enjoy some caffeine. So when they asked me to do a review, I was like, hell yeah, because everybody enjoys having their breath smell fresh. So I was like, might as well do a review on it. This is what it looks like. Viter Energy comes in a small little container. I haven't opened it up yet. Boosts energy, freshens breath. Each little piece of mint is 40 milligrams of caffeine, which is essentially like half a cup of coffee. It has some niacin, some vitamin B6, some folate, and some vitamin B12. So I'm gonna try this out tomorrow because I had some pre-workout earlier today, so I don't want to confuse the caffeine from that with the caffeine from this and give you guys like a false review. So it's best if I save it till tomorrow when I have zero caffeine in my system and give you guys a better review of how it feels and how it tastes, etc, etc. So yeah. Alright guys, so here is the Viter Energy. I'm about to open this up right now. I'm gonna just set the camera here so I can do that. So just put it right there. Please stand still. Yeah, so just a heads up, I'm not a big fan of wintergreen mint. I'm more of a fan of peppermint, like this one. But this has to go, so let's open this up, try it out. It's a nice little container, just boom, boom. Here's what it looks like. So just try one. It's more of like an Altoid. The texture is more like you kind of chew the mint instead of like a regular peppermint. For a wintergreen flavor, I would say this is actually pretty good. You do have like a bit of like a weird aftertaste, but I don't know if that's just because of the flavor or if it's just the stuff inside of this. But I'm gonna go inside, see how this actually feels, and I'll let you guys know in a little bit. So, alright guys, so I completely forgot about finishing off the review of this yesterday. Now that you guys can see it clearly, but I think it's a great concept because I personally like to leave a lot of mints and gum in my car, and so now that if I ever need one of those as well as caffeine, if I forget like a Monster, I can just have one of these just to kind of keep myself going a little bit more. And you probably shouldn't rely on caffeine, but at this point it is what it is. And so honestly, if I don't need caffeine, I'm probably still going to use the other ones because I prefer the taste of peppermint over this. And so if I had the peppermint flavor, I would highly recommend this as well. But speaking of caffeine, I figured I'll go over all the supplements that I have laid out over here and tell you guys which ones I recommend and which ones I don't. And so, but disclaimer, you guys don't need any of this stuff. If you guys can get all this stuff through your food, then again, none of this really matters. But here's what I recommend. Numero uno. So we have the whey protein. So typically I suggest you guys find like a sort of whey protein to get if you guys can't hit your protein intake, whether that's through chicken, beef, turkey, whatever, or if you're vegetarian, but like beans, lentils, and all that other good stuff. And so I take maybe like maybe 1 to 2 scoops a day. I don't really want to rely on these too much. I'd rather just have whole foods, but try to find something that has about less than 5 grams of carbs, less than 3 grams of fat, and you can find a good one by asking like someone at Vitamin Shop or GNC and asking them which ones they prefer. And so pretty much always whey, except from Walmart's, because I've used that for a couple of years and I just don't think the quality of that is as up to par as like some of these. So Gold Standard, Cellucor, ISO 100, Synthesix, or all those other ones. So whey is number 1. Numero 2 is creatine. So creatine, if you take about just 5 grams a day, because that's really all you really need. You don't need to load up like 20 grams one day and then drop it to like another. So 5 grams is really all you need, and it just helps with the performance, helps you with like the short energy outputs, and kind of gets maybe the 1 or 2 more reps into the gym. So it's the cheapest, best supplement you can get. So creatine is that. There's all sorts of different types of creatine, but really just micronized creatine is pretty much the go-to. And so you got that. Then, like I mentioned with caffeine, pre-workout would probably be a good choice if you guys need some sort of energy to get yourself going. So I'll say you finish off 8 to 9, or not 8 to 9, 8 to 5 work shift, and you guys are feeling down, whatever. A pre-workout will really help you get going, get the energy back up, so you can get the gym, get everything going. And yeah, number 4, BCAAs. So BCAAs kind of help with the recovery after you like break down all the muscles. This will help pair it and you won't feel as sore. Now if you can get BCAAs are a little bit cheaper than say aminolites, and so aminolites are BCAAs mixed with electrolytes, so you'll feel a lot better with this. I honestly recommend taking these intra workout and then these post workout. So I don't know what it is, but if you can find one or the other, it doesn't really matter. Just BCAAs will help with recovery just a little bit more. And then you have everyone's favorites that I talked about is fat burners, and essentially fat burners are just supplements that kind of control your appetite, and also mostly they're filled with caffeine. So caffeine then correlates to being you more active, and when you're more active you want to do something, and when you do that something you end up burning more calories. It does kind of like lowering your caloric net intake, so that way you kind of lose weight. So that's essentially what these kind of do. So you don't need these if you're active enough. If you're taking a pre-workout, you don't need these, but they're fat burners. You can, if you think you're gonna if you think you can just take these and just sit at home, you're going to be very disappointed, but that's what these are. Alright, next up is to get your multivitamins. These are a great way to get your micros in case you're not getting enough vitamin C, vitamin D, your iron, your zinc, or anything like that. So incorporating these would be a great way to just make sure your body has enough nutrients in terms of micros to keep yourself going. Now, I don't recommend you guys get children's, get the adult version, but yeah, that's pretty much all this. Oh, fish oil. Ooh. I don't know what that noise was, but fish oil. Fish oil is a great way to get your joints lubricated, make sure your heart is healthy. And so if you guys don't eat fish or don't prefer to eat fish oil is a great way to be able to get those omegas in, healthy fats. And so I do incorporate these macros as part of like my diet. So each one has 2 grams of fat, and because my fats are like in the range of 40 to 50, I do include these. But for everything else that has maybe 1 or 2 grams of carbs, I just completely ignore. But yeah, so fish oil is something I highly recommend. But if you guys have any questions, leave it down in the comment box below. I'll also leave it down below a link to something that has like a more descriptive on all the supplements, so that way you guys can be more knowledgeable. I know I didn't go into depth about everything, but